Chef Manu Letelier, and this is Chef Kyoko.
Hello.
From the Sushi School and sushirobots.eu. Today we are going to talk to you about Maki making machines. We've been in this business for 12 years and we have helped literally hundreds of restaurants setting up. Always the same questions come back again and again and again. And to stop us from answering those questions a million times, we decided to make a video for you to show you everything you need to know about Maki making machines.
Well, it's not to say that we don't want your calls. We would like to show you as much as we can, and we would love to hear from you. Continue.
That's true. But
yes, that's true.
So today we're going to show you everything. We're going to start with manual Maki machines, and then we'll move on to the industrial Maki machines, well, the electric ones.
Yeah.
There are three things to watch for when you make a Maki roll. The three things is first laying the rice down, then putting the ingredients, and then actually rolling the Maki. The first step is the hardest step of all. Laying the rice is very hard. So Kyoko is going to show you with three different types of machine, or two different types of machine, what to do. Kyoko,
okay.
If you want to, please show us, enlighten us.
So we've got a few different ones, but the most basic one, that is this one, I think. It's just that basically the mold, yeah, it comes together like this, and there's a basically hole which is rounded. So you put the nori in, put the rice in, put the fillings on, and then from the top it goes over. To me, it is very, very finicky.
It's completely pointless.
It just.
Pardon my French, but it's completely pointless. You might as well do it by hand. There is no point in using this, even for home.
It just does not follow the principle of making a maki. But basically, when you say maki roll, it's tautology, isn't it? Yeah, maki means roll. So when you say maki, you don't have to say roll after that.
Now, Kyoko, if you would like to start using this one, this one is called, it's the Miss Maki, I believe, from Fujisaiki.
Okay. So it goes like that, and so this is the front view. I'm going to turn it towards me so that I can use it.
While Kyoko does this, I'd like to just stress the fact that there are three types of maki roll you can make in a restaurant or anywhere. You've got hozo maki. Hozo means thin, and it's the thin roll with usually the seaweed on the outside and one ingredient. Then you've got uramaki. Uramaki is the family of the California rolls. So in the uramaki, you've got lots of different types of rolls, and ura means inside out. This is where the rice is actually on the outside. And to finish, you've got futo maki, which usually has about 5 ingredients, and this is the big daddy of the sushi family, big rolls. Futomaki are now becoming more and more popular all over Europe, used as burrito style sushi. We'll get to that bit a little bit later. But to start with, in any maki, you have to lay the rice down. So Kyoko, what are you doing just now? Do you want to show us?
I'm just lay the rice. Now I'm going a bit generous.
You're going very generous.
Yes, just generous. This is, you can have it as thick as you like, and you can have it as thin as you like. Restaurants, sushi bars, they tend to have it very thin. For takeaways, grab and go, you tend to have a bit on a generous side, so that the customers can have the sense of, fullness after eating it.
This machine here does not lay the rice, and this is, in our view as sushi chef, the hardest bit to actually do. It's to lay the rice. In a lot of restaurants, and have a look at the maki next time, in a lot of places, sometimes the rice is a little bit overcooked. And if your rice is overcooked, when you spread the rice down, if you put pressure, you're actually going to break the integrity of the rice grains. And you will see, because you can see through, and you can see the nori. So if you can see the nori, it means that it's been pushed a lot. When you push it, you squeeze it. When you squeeze it, the starch comes out. And when the starch comes out, you put it in the fridge. 15 minutes later, hard as wood. Bad sushi.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, you shouldn't be putting the sushi in the fridge. But
you shouldn't be putting the sushi in the fridge.
It's a fresh food.
It's true.
Eating it straight away, but anyway.
But a lot of businesses have to put their sushi at 2 degrees in the fridge. We're talking about supermarket kiosks and so on. It has to be refrigerated.
Oops.
So This is for Ura Maki. She's making a California roll using the machine.
So with this one, the trick is that you actually do the rice sheet making yourself, and then you take this lever, press it down, and the front side or your side comes over, pushing in the away side of the edge. And when you release it, all you do is just to complete the roll. Now, can you see what it is a bit like? So this, you can go as far as you can go, but then if you have lots of things, if you want to make a generous one, because the size is predetermined, the rice can be a bit squashed, and because you have to complete the rolling with your hand, you start to get indentations.
Basically,
so it's a bit cumbersome.
My opinion, you might as well roll it by hand. You go much quicker.
Basically.
It's a bit useless.
Yeah.
I'd love to see the other one, if that's okay. So I'll take this away from you, so you get some space. And the second one I like. I think it's pretty cool. Again, it doesn't lay the rice on the nori for you.
No. So this is the front view. Yeah. So it looks a bit similar, but the big difference is with the previous one, you had the wrapping unit, 4 sides coming together. With this one, this tool is using the fabric or the rolling belt as opposed to the...
So the first one was making square maki.
Yeah.
This one is making rounded rolls. With the first one, you have to make one size maki. You can't make hozomaki and futomaki with the same machine. You have to use different sizes each time, so it can be quite costly. With this one, you can make hozomaki, uramaki or California roll and futomaki with the same machine. It comes with 4 different sizes guides, and that's pretty useful.
So, like that, it just slots in, and then all you do, just put the nori and just follow the template to spread the rice. The finicky thing is, it does move. So you have to hold it down. Yeah,
so again, Kyoko here is very hungry, so she's making a big roll. You would usually put a little bit less rice.
Okay.
No, that's okay. I mean, up to you. You're gonna eat it, that's fine.
The problem is that sometimes the way, well, I don't know, but sometimes you see the black nori, the color of the nori showing through, which I don't think is quite pretty. So there you are.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So here the rice is laid on the piece of nori. Then time to sprinkle sesame seeds or furikake in that side.
Wasabi furikake.
A little bit of wasabi furikake. Furikake is a mix of different things like goma, the sesame seeds, and seaweeds and different things. Various things. It's very pretty and it makes beautiful flavored sushi.
So template out, and then because it's inside out roll or California roll, I need to flip this upside down.
Okay, cool.
And then the fillings.
So then fillings. In the fillings, sushi in Japanese translates as seasoned rice. So when you make sushi, when you learn how to become a sushi chef, it takes about 7 years. The first 3 years, you wash the rice, you clean the kitchen, and if you're lucky, you get to cook the rice and season the rice at the end of the 3 years. The rice is the key. Here, we're using tandoori chicken and different things. You don't need fish. You can make sushi with a lot of different things. So don't think sushi is just the fish. You can make it as crazy as you want, as long as you've got a good, very good shari. Shari is the vinegar with the rice mixed together and cooled down to be used as sushi rice. That's the shari, basically.
Okay.
Okay, so you've got your ingredients.
And then this time, again, we've got the lever.
Yeah.
From the front.
So look at that. This is quite cool.
Comes together and then you press it down all the way. So, as you probably might have seen, the belt is turning the roll around. So there you have it. So it is much better, isn't it? It's a bit step up. It's perfectly round, and there's no finger indentation because I didn't do the rolling. Complete rolling.
The good thing with that is that you can't put too much pressure, and it's just going to give you a rounded rolls like that. Personally, I like using this machine with a rice sheet maker. because then it gives you the flexibility of well, doing a lot of things.
Well, rice sheet maker, we are talking about it later.
Yeah,
You'll
we'll
get
do.
to see it. Yeah.
Cool.
So these are the manual ones.
These
But-
are manual ones. There are obviously some very small other ones like the tube, but that's from home market.
Yeah, it
We
is.
won't talk
It
about
is.
that.
And for your business, to be honest, they are still a bit too slow.
They are.
You
they
know,
are. So that's a little
too
bit too slow.
cumbersome, yeah.
Now, we want to show you and talk about now the square electrical Maki Makers. Square electrical Maki Makers, they are here, and we're going to do that now. But before we do, I want to stress a very important point, which is oiling the machine. You're going to go, what? I go, yes, oiling the machine is so important. There are different types of oil. So I just got a piece of paper just to show you what the oils can be, because people sometimes buy the really cheap one, like this, you can find it anywhere. This is to grease stuff for like baking, sorry. So it's not really good. So you've got these, which are a manufacturer's one, very expensive, but very good. And you've got these as well, which is mid-market, a little bit better. I'll show you. Cheap oil, medium priced oil, expensive oil. As you can see, the expensive oil is completely refined. No traces whatsoever. It means that in your machine it's going to be a million times easier to clean. This is the medium oil, this one. And you can see it's a little bit yellow, but not too much. And the residue is better than this. This is to forget about it. It's going to grease your machine, leave a big residue on it, and makes it impossible to work with.
So basically, when you're looking for the spray oil for the machines, what you're looking for is the highly refined oil, spray oil, suitable for food processing machines.
That's right.
the keyword, yeah?
Yeah.
Highly refined oil.
Now,
so that's what it is.
it is sometimes expensive. You're talking, this would be 4 or 5 times more expensive than these ones. However, that's going to last you like for 6 months. So if you want to keep really your machine for a long time, don't forget to use good oil. That's very important.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to show you what you never see, which is how to oil the machines. So we've oiled them all, but I left the easiest one to oil so you can see exactly what the steps are. To oil the machine, I always take a sherry box. Always have my sherry box so I can put all the pieces in it and then oil it properly. Put my sherry box, and that's the same for cleaning the machine. Take a sherry box, put all the bits and pieces, take it to the sink, clean it, and then bring it back. Now, sherry box here, and I'm going to take the hopper off, the cover. So this is a machine that makes square rolls as well. Then we've got where the rice goes, here, and I put this in the box. Then that's the guide that guides the rice. We've got 3 other parts in here, which is 1, a roller, easy to take off because of this, that's a great technology. Second roller, and a cassette, which is a mix of everything, rollers and the cutting. This is what's going to cut the rice sheet before it's spread onto here. Now, to oil these, it's easy. You just need to take your can and apply oil everywhere. So turn the rollers, lift the cutter on each side, and then apply it, or just put it back straight away actually, that'd be easier.
And for the roller.
And for the rollers, there you go, that'd be easier if you help me.
Sometimes.
So everywhere.
There you are, assistant.
Thank you! So applying the oil is very, very important. If you don't do it properly again, it will stick. So make sure that you put loads everywhere, not too much, but a fine layer, turn it like that, up, put the machine back in, and then once it's all oiled up, if you could put the oil as well in there, once it's all oiled up, we are going to put the rice in the machine. So I want for you to do that.
Let me just clean the hands.
Up, there you go, this, and put this back in. Bish bash bosh. Put the cover back, and now we're going to show you the different types of square Maki machines. Before you do, open it, put your rice in the machine.
Let me just get that.
Thank you, Kyoko. And here, for demonstration purposes, I'm just going to put the rice straight away in that hopper. That hopper is big enough so it contains a lot of rice, usually 7.5 to 10 kilos.
Yeah.
So that will see you for a very long time. And it makes about, let's say, 1,200 rolls per hour, something like that. Mm-hmm. So, and then once it's properly oiled up, so you finish putting the rice in there, put the lid back on, because there is a sensor that's very important. Otherwise the machine tells you that the hopper is open, which is good because you don't want anything to fall in there. So the rice is now in, and we are going to use it for the first time. So you need to press the start button, but I'm going to let Kyoko to demonstrate for us.
Thank you. So we're going to be making a California roll. So
Okay.
I'm going to get the rice sheet first.
Mm-hmm.
So let's press the button. The wrapping unit goes in and produces this beautifully evenly distributed rice sheet. And then you put the nori
If
over
I can
it.
just add something
Yeah.
very, very important. There are different types, but carry on, please.
Yeah, okay.
There are different types, obviously, of machines. This is the latest generation of machines. It takes great care of the rice. If you're using Italian rice, do not use the older machines because they will break and squash the rice. Here, all the machines have got the same cooked rice in it, the same shari. So we're doing the test so you can see exactly what does what, and we've oiled them in exactly the same way as well.
And
So-
yeah, and another thing is that the latest version would not have the Teflon coated wrapping units, isn't it?
Yes,
You know?
yes.
With a Teflon coating, as you use it day in, day out, the coating starts to wear out.
It does.
And eventually you would have to recoat it with a Teflon, but with this one, you don't have to do. Okay.
So here you've laid your ingredients, ready
And then-
to rock and roll.
Yep.
Go ahead. So that's one,
And then turn it.
then you turn it, and another one. And this is basically the machine that makes the square rolls.
Yeah. So it's pretty square. But I do like square ones because when you cut it and present it, it's quite neat.
It's quite neat, but personally what I don't like about it
Yeah.
is the fact that you really have to be careful about the amount of ingredients that you put in. If you put a little bit too much,
Yeah.
the roll opens. If you put a little bit less, you've got an air gap. So when you cut the roll, you pick up the piece, stuff can fall out.
Yeah.
So
And obviously, if you look at it, you can still see the color of the nori coming through.
Yeah.
And if you're a bit bothered about that, obviously, you can just adjust here and get some more thickness.
That's right.
Isn't it?
So, in a nutshell, there are different types of maki. This is like in the latest generation,
Yeah.
no Teflon, and so on. These ones, so this is from Audio Technica, Otec. This is from Top,
Yeah.
and that is the first machines that really arrived on the market. It was good. Nowadays, with the Italian rice, it's sometimes a little bit hard. It can clog up. But it is the first machines that were on the market, and there is no electronic in it. So everything is dials that you need to turn. So if you want to switch between Hozomaki, Futomaki, Uramaki, you're gonna have to change the settings each time.
Yeah.
Kyoko, do you want to show us?
Okay. So again, for California roll, we need to make the rice sheet first. Let's press the button. There you
Okay.
go. Right,
So-
okay.
I don't know if you can see properly, but the rice sheet here has got some holes in it, and it's not very clean.
And it does not cut.
That's
at
right.
all.
So you can change the density. So let's give it another try, because
Yeah.
this rice mat is a little bit, well, it's
Messy.
got a few holes in it. It's a little bit messy. So I'm just going to increase the density and try again. There you go. So that's
Yeah,
a
that's
little bit
better.
better.
That's much
But
better.
still, you've got some holes in it.
Yeah.
So
That's
you
true.
just have to be careful when you use it, that you choose the right settings
Yeah.
each time, basically.
Okay, so I don't know if you can see, it is Teflon, and unless you're careful with the bit of oil all the time,
Yeah.
it starts to stick, you know.
It does.
So again, the rest is the same, but sorry. So it was like that.
So you take it, turn it around, then put your ingredients in it, and then roll it. Now, like the other one, the rolling action is done in 2 steps. You've got some videos on the internet that shows you this particular machine doing 1 action to roll the roll. It's not true. It takes 2 actions. So being this one or that one, you still have to make both actions to make a square roll, which in our view is a little bit time consuming, and to be honest with you, you might as well do it by hand. If you've got like a rice sheet machine, that's what you do. So a lot of people buy these and end up using them as just rice sheet machines, which is a bit crazy, but hey,
Yeah.
so
But just comparing with the other one, the difference is everything is dial,
Yeah.
and also doing this action, this is manual, isn't it?
Yes,
With this one.
so you've got cross-contamination. If you're using salmon, pick up the salmon, put it in, then you have to touch this. So each time you put in salmon, chicken, sauces, everything. So for hygiene purposes, it's
Yeah.
not good, really.
Yeah.
It's not good.
So,
So go ahead.
so you can go so far,
Yeah.
and then you can't do anything anymore.
Okay.
And then, oh,
That's
it's not
one.
quite.
And then the other one. So in 2
Turn
goes, take it, then turn it again, and do that, and then you've got your roll.
Okay.
Put it there.
Right, can I just show you something?
Yes,
there
you
you
can.
go. I think I had more or less the same volume of the fittings as the other one, but look, it's not really sitting up. So with this one, I think I have to work on this to work out how much rice thickness and how much fittings I can have, because
It depends. Basically, it's always the same issue with these. The length of these and the length of these ones are made for a special type of rolls. So this is for uramaki, California rolls. This is also for uramaki, but a different size of uramaki. So indeed, you have to come and test the machine before you buy it. It is very important. I cannot stress that enough. It's a lot of money to invest.
Yeah.
So do come and test it beforehand. Please do come. We're always here. Come. So, in a nutshell, when you buy these machines, the Maki Makers that can also make square rolls like these two, for example, you have to remember one thing. The most important thing is actually laying the rice. This action here is time consuming. You have to take the roll, turn it. It's a bit pointless. You would go faster with your hand. What people tend to use these machines for after a few months is for these, just to get the perfect rice mat. And then they take it and they go and roll. They go and roll their rolls.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
just to demonstrate how quick
Okay.
and easy it is.
Oh yeah, cool.
Right. So up to this moment, it's just the same as the machine.
That's right.
And the rest you do by hand. Yeah. So over, tighten, and then up and over.
It really takes 10 seconds to do it.
There
My
you go.
6-year-old girl can do it. Again, to pick up the rice from the machine, the easiest way is to take a piece of nori. You've got the rice sheet, and if you want to use it as a rice sheet maker, just put it on, take it off. It comes out, it sticks, no problem. Okay, so this is for the square rolls. Now we're going to look at a machine that does the rounded rolls, and this is this one just here. So this is the Maki from Fujiseiki. It is okay, and we're going to show you how it works. So first we're going to switch it on and put the cover back on. Hop. So we take the cover off so you can see exactly what's inside the machine. It's got rice, it's laid out, it's ready to rock and roll. This machine is towards the most expensive range, really. It is quite good. but it's got some drawbacks as well. The drawbacks is that first it's expensive, and then this is a Teflon belt. And the Teflon belt does break, and you need to change it. And when you change it, it's expensive. So first, get the machine to run. You can hear the machine, the rice is coming through the rolls and everything. This is tightening up, and then press both buttons to get your rice mat out. There you go. So, Kyoko, if you'd like to do another demo, that'd be great, please. So this is a different technology. We are looking at rounded rolls. So for uramaki, what you want to do is to take this and put it on. But there are different types, again, of rolls you can make. If you make hozomaki with the seaweed on the outside, you would not put the seaweed on it, you would put it at the front of it. So it goes on the outside.
So it is quite flexible, isn't it? It can do California rolls as well as traditional rolls where you have the nori on the outside and the fillings inside.
Yeah. So again, this machine is available on the market. The only thing is the spare parts. Sometimes it takes a few months to get a spare part, so if it falls, then it's kind of hard. That's the only drawback regarding this. Otherwise, it's a very good product. Please go ahead. So press both buttons to roll, and again, like the small one, it does the roll for you, and then it pops out. There you go. So it takes as long with this one to do it as with that one. The only thing is that this one does the rice sheet for you. And remember, this is the most important part. Doing that rice sheet is what takes the longest time.
It is, yeah.
Now, this can be set up obviously with hozomaki, uramaki, futomaki. You do whatever you want to do. Drawback, cleaning. Cleaning. We'll show you later on, we'll take them all out, dismantle them, to show you the number of parts that you need to clean and put back together. It can be quite a hassle. So, in a nutshell, manual machines, square and rounded. Rounded Maki machines, and the square ones that we just showed you. Again, here we've got a wide selection, but it's not all the machines on the market, because there wouldn't be enough space in here, but it's a fairly good selection.
Just coming back to this Fujiseki machine, it's got all the control panel, the control bits over here, so you can change, you can have 3 items memorized, and you can just change the length, thickness, density, and how slack you want to have this belt to be, and tightening. That's all adjustable. It's pretty good.
It is also the same settings on the other one, on that one, the first one when we showed you with the square Maki rolls. Same things. This one doesn't have it because it's a much older machine. So now we hope that you understand what's needed to make the perfect Maki. In our views, what's needed is not especially a Maki machine, but the only thing you need is a rice sheet maker.
Because that's the most time-consuming trick in it.
So, if you're using Italian rice, some of these machines might squash your rice. If your rice is a little bit too cooked, it might clog the machine up completely. Why? Because these machines have been designed to do 2 things, and therefore they do 2 things okay, but they don't do them extremely well. There is a machine that does the rice sheet making perfectly well, depending on your rice. So, in a nutshell, when you want to buy a Maki making machine, in fact, what you really want to buy, it's a rice sheet making machine.
That's it.
And this is very important because, as you saw, making the roll is dead easy. We teach this to people in 10 minutes. Literally in 10 minutes, you know how to roll any type of rolls. It's the simplest task. This machine is a revolution. It's not all. What we really like about this machine is the fact that it's really, really hygienic. I mean, all the other Maki machines, you have to actually touch both buttons. So
basically, you're standing here, minding this machine, you need to touch the ingredient, put it there, So your hand has got fish on it to start with, and if you want to change to another different type of roll, like vegan roll, you have to clean everything.
You can't. You
know?
just cannot do that.
just-
Same thing for sesame allergies or things like that. If you put sesame seeds on that and then do another roll for someone who's allergic to sesame, you cannot do that. This has an automatic function, which is really, really cool. Basically, mat comes out. Can I have some nori, please?
Yep.
Thank you. Put the nori on top, pick it up. Usually we have the nori here. Go and do your business, and within 3 seconds, you can increase it, but 3 seconds is good. Another mat comes out. Take another piece of nori, another mat comes out. Which means that this machine can be used not by 1, not by 2, not by 3, but by up to 10 chefs at any given time.
Yeah, so you can understand why this machine has become so popular, not just in a restaurant kitchen, but also in a factory, because it's nice and little, but so useful. So basically, you just stand here, one person, doing this, giving the recipe to all the other people making different types of sushi.
We've just installed this in 150 restaurants in a big chain over Europe, and they have it at the back, so all the chefs are working as usual, and it's just a helper for the chefs because they still have to make the sushi, they still have to roll it, so they're still useful. That this will take away all the repetitive strain injuries, all the problems with the sushi opening up in the fridge because there is too much rice. Basically, it will take off all the issues of the rice being too much squeezed and therefore the rice getting too hard in the fridge if you put it in the fridge. It's magic. It is a revolution for us. It's really good. So this is rice sheet maker. There is a last one that we forgot to show you, which is this one here. If I give you the handout, and this one is basically a rice sheet maker as well. The color is not, in my opinion, the best looking machine, but it does the job. Put it on, up. It works in kind of the same way as the others, but this was developed really originally for the Asian market. So in terms of using Italian rice, sometimes it can compress a little bit too much the rice. However, it works well. You just need to press the operation button and again press that button. The rice actually comes through, and then when it's ready to use, just press the button, the rice sheet comes out, and you can start using it with the rolls in exactly the same way.
Yeah.
Here it's the first one, so there is a bit of this, but if I use it again, the second one shall be fine. Hop now. Voilà. Now, it's a little bit slower. It compresses, as you see, the rice a little bit more, but it still does a good job.
Yeah, and you can still, adjust the compactness.
You can adjust that.
Length, thickness, position, and compression.
That's right. Now, this doesn't have the automatic mode.
No.
You still have to touch the machine, and in terms of cleaning it, it's a lot longer to clean.
Imagine you're making hundreds of rolls, how clogged this bottom can be.
Yeah. So
That's the problem.
when you buy machines, we cannot stress this enough. Go and check them all. Go and try them all for your business. Talk to us. That's what we do day in, day out. We work with factories, with restaurants and everything. We've got a huge expertise in this, and that's why we're doing these videos today. Because we had millions of questions from you guys asking, what do I do? Why is it expensive? Why is it cheap? Blah, blah, blah. That's what we're trying to do, really.
Yeah. So hopefully you found this video useful, and it would guide you to find your best suited machine for your business. But give us a phone call if you're not sure. We're always here to help.
Cool. Happy sushi making. See you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Zooby zooby